I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong. I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up, because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
What do we do?
He's been here once tonight. I think he'll come back. I'm gonna wait for him.
Welcome to the Last Roundup Horror Show. In transit back to the Hardin County area. We're in Findlay here. We watched the new Halloween film in theaters now. What did you think, fellows? Any thoughts?
I mean, at this point, I'm just trying to get home safely.
We'll probably get on 75.
Do I need to go? I need to go south, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's walk people through our experience here. We go in, we pay, what was it, $8.50 for a ticket.
I bought $12 worth of hot dogs.
What was your bill altogether? Because
it was 26 something.
I couldn't get. When I was looking at that menu, I was like, "Good fucking god! A combo of popcorn and soda is like $15."
Yeah, it's expensive to eat in the theater. I didn't get to eat today though, so I had to eat at the theater.
But he really did them up for you, huh?
Fucking artisan.
Like a
Man.
hot dog barista.
You should have got some video of that.
Yeah, I should have. I should have pulled my phone out. This dude fucking hunched over these hot dog, chili cheese dogs. I'd never seen anything so crafted with such care and precision.
Yeah,
You got a whole ice cream scoop of cheese on each dog. Not one shred fell off the bun. He captured it all.
I think they're probably real tight with the product around there. They don't want the cheese going every which way. That's money
I'll
out the
be
door.
damned if them weren't genuine beef franks.
Well, anyways, I was really amazed at how many previews there were. I knew there was going to be a lot, but there was like at least, what's wrong with like 2 or 3? And because we already sat through like 20 minutes of fucking commercials.
I was gonna say it's got to be at least like 6 movies, and then countless amount of commercials.
You guys,
and then they stop, and then they play a little bit of music.
for context, you guys might want to throw in like when the last time you actually went to a theater is.
I watched Peter Rabbit with my children, and they definitely had all of the advertisements for fucking Lunchables and Coca-Cola and all this shit. But then they had the previews, but they didn't have a space of time where we were just chilling out listening to music before the movie in between that shit.
It hasn't been that long ago. I can't remember right now what the last movie I saw.
The last few times
It was
I've been to
within the
theaters
last year or so.
Yeah. But anyways, I wasn't expecting anything going into this, and I think I was a little disappointed in it, but it was still good, I guess.
I wasn't expecting anything.
Yeah.
And it disappointed me.
That's not really a good review at all, but the things I liked about it, I was laughing a lot, like, to myself, because I felt like weird laughing at like Jamie Lee Curtis getting her head smashed against that door. That made me laugh. And I love the father character. He's I think his name's Toby something. He plays Artie in Adventures of P&P.
Is this exit on? Where am I at?
Exit, man. That's what you want to take 68.
All right.
Yeah. But highlights, lowlights. What do you think?
I really liked it. I thought it was really good. It's not. Maybe I'm a little different on this than most people. I don't think it's as hard to outdo most of the movies in the Halloween franchise. One, of course, you're not going to outdo. 1's great. 2 is really good. 3 you don't usually talk about because it's Michael Myers. So, I mean, I know it's in the franchise, but I don't like comparing that one to, or new Michael Myers movies to that one, or that one to Michael Myers movies. But after that, I mean, 4 and 5 are fairly generic. 6 I really like, but it's odd. But after that, H2O was good. Resurrection was not. I didn't care for the zombie ones like that. Since 1, they haven't really done anything stellar with Michael Myers, so I don't think it's hard to beat out a lot of the field. But I thought it was really good. It's obviously not going to be up there with 1, and there's too much nostalgia. Like, it's not a reboot, but it's shot kind of like a reboot. It's very 1 feeling. You know, there are a lot of parallels, a lot of, you know.
You say it's too much?
Huh?
Did you say that's too much?
It's not too much nostalgia, but it's too much nostalgia to be a better movie than 1. It's obviously going for a more of a copy than 1. It's a bit of a rehash of part 1, just set later down the road. You're not going to outdo 1 with something that's high points are copying off of it.
One of the strangest things I saw about it, I guess I knew this, but I forgot, but Danny McBride was a writer on this. And if you don't know who Danny McBride is, he's from Eastbound and Down. He's a comedian. And then the comedy stuff was on point, I thought. Like I said, I really liked the guy that plays the father character. And he plays, if you ever seen Pete and Pete, The Adventures of Pete and Pete, he plays Artie on that. Which when I saw him, I'm like, oh, it's motherfucking Artie.
I don't have a problem with any of the acting, but was the age differences between?
It was a little off.
The guy you're talking about seemed like he was 30 years older than his wife.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
And then Laurie's daughter's husband. Wait, is it that's what? There was one other. There was one other one that was really weird.
Well, too. I thought at one point Jamie Lee Curtis gets thrown out of a window.
The deputy, who was the arresting deputy when Laurie was a teenager.
Oh yeah, that didn't line up either.
And then he must have aged really well because she was a teenager. He was a cop, and now I would have guessed that she was older than him.
But she's essentially 60-something years old, right? Because that was 78?
Yeah, so that dude they cast, if he was the deputy that Loomis stopped from shooting Myers in the first one, he would have to be, if she's in her 60s, he would have to be late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
And he's not.
And the little black kid
was fucking hilarious.
Hilarious,
yeah.
But like it almost took me out of the movie. Like when he popped out of the closet, he goes, "Oh shit!" Like, like that was a straight up comedy. I mean, that was a line straight from a comedy. So that kind of jolted me a little bit.
Yeah, I felt that the way that they paced it wasn't very well at all.
I tell you, the beginning started rough for me. I was like, this is. When they're doing introducing all the the characters and developing the story, like this is come on now. But once Michael got going, I liked it.
Yeah, it definitely had slower moments in a weird place in the middle. But like I said, at one point Jamie Lee Curtis gets thrown out of a window, and I'm saying she's like 60 something. I think that would have fucking killed her right there. And then after that, I felt like they kind of switched the bitch on it and made her like the Michael Myers character, because they even played little stings and had her pop out of the closet. Like I thought, it was weird because she's so fucking old.
I will say too, like the new score, that John Carpenter did, was great.
Yeah, I liked that as well. There was like different iterations of the theme.
Yeah.
There was some weird points where there was no music at all, and I'm like, that's kind of an odd choice. I don't know who decided that, because I don't remember the original Halloween having any dead spots with music. I thought he themed it, he like scored the whole thing, I thought. And there was a large scene where the policeman was talking to that doctor guy, and it was just dialogue with no score behind it at all. And I was like, that took me out a little bit, because everything I remember from the first Halloween is there's music throughout the whole thing. I didn't have anything else. I was just.
That's it. He's done.
Yeah, I was gonna say pacing was the only other thing. Maybe not just the pacing, but what caused the pacing. Like, I don't know that the teenagers were needed too much. The Laurie's daughter's daughter, her storyline and her friends. Feels like it's just shoved in there so it feels like a normal Halloween movie.
I think it's because they're trying to set up this franchise again, and Jamie Lee Curtis isn't going to be in, the next one probably.
No, she's done said she's on board.
Oh, really?
If the same guys are, who is it? Who's the director?
I'm not sure. I didn't look up any information.
I can't think of his name.
Anyway, she's already said if he's doing the next one, she's on board.
But yeah, I think the teenager stuff in it, like in the middle, when he's killing the babysitter and her boyfriend and stuff, that's all good, but I don't think you needed the daughter as much, or at all, and her whole storyline with her boyfriend, and I mean, it makes it feel more like the old 80s slasher movies, because you gotta have somebody running around killing teens.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's that point when he first starts walking around Haddonfield, he's just walking around killing people.
Oh,
so...
yeah.
You could have had all those scenes in it and even had him killing teenagers, but I don't know that you needed to get to know the daughter or even have her in it.
Not at all.
And a lot of her personal storyline scenes with her boyfriend and the dance and stuff, it's kind of what slowed down the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you could have cut to the chase,
and I thought they were really going to fuck it up bad whenever they had what was the doctor's name? I can't remember his name. When they had him put on the Michael Myers mask, I was like, what the fuck is this going to turn into? And then I'm glad they brought Michael back from the brink of death, evidently. Right. Which, I was hoping they would touch more on where he gets his powers from in this a little bit, because he does get shot.
Pure evil.
I did have a thought. And it works more with Michael Myers than in in the woods with Friday the 13th or anything. Like none of the killers run, obviously. They all walk, and everybody always fucks up while they're panicking and running, and then they run into somewhere where since he always just walks. If you notice, he's just walking slow to catch you. Like, what would happen if you just kind of walked casually too and kept your eye on it? Like, you're not going to stumble around. You're not going to turn into a place you can't get out of. Theoretically, you could probably just walk to the police station and be like, hey, this dude that's in the low-speed chase with me just killed some people. Get your guns. And everybody would know where he is. He's always in sight.
Well, then it kind of just becomes It Follows, right? Like, you just got to keep a certain distance away from him. There he is. Ah, motherfucker, I see you.
Just the thought I had. Like, if I was in a town like that and Michael Myers was there, that might be what I'd do. Is I'd just kind of keep a good 20, 30 feet distance, but just always have that distance, and just keep my eye on him. If he starts coming at me, I just walk slow, kind of sideways, with one eye on him and one eye where I'm going. I think he'd be all right. I think I just cracked the code out to survive Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I thought anything I got to complain about the movie would be really small stuff. I mean, it's not a perfect movie. The only thing I really didn't buy at the end is how much Laurie wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
The whole house trap, light it on fire, and then run out of the
Home Alone
house
style.
Run out of the house while it's burning. I would think if you want somebody dead and be sure they're dead, you don't do the evil genius, drop them into a flaming basement and walk away without verifying that they burn up in it. But other than that, I enjoyed the movie and had a lot of fun. It was really reminiscent of one. A lot of nods to one.
Yeah, they even made a nod to 3
all
with the.
All
yeah. There's some silver shamrock masks in it. Looking.
Yeah.
I didn't see the witch though.
Oh, it was there. It was just
I saw
trailing behind a little bit. Yeah, I thought there was the thing that I think you can't. It's hard to evaluate a movie in a theater, because we sat through so much bullshit before the movie started that I almost had to go to the fucking bathroom before they even fucking started.
Yeah, getting older now, I almost had to go to.
The
bladder don't work
I gotta
like it
pee every 40 minutes.
No, it just puts you in okay, now we're gonna do this. It's like waiting in a line. We waited through so much bullshit. I'm not gonna join the AMC members club. What do you save? $3? You don't have to wait in line for your $8 popcorn anymore?
I will say the rest of the people in the theater were pretty good.
Yeah, there was nobody.
It's nothing like the last couple of times I've been in a theater where people's talking and There was a few screams and that black kid. I mean, he was funny. Everyone was laughing in the theater. So I was happy there was no annoying people around.
If nothing else, I think I was probably the most annoying because I was laughing at Jared hysterically.
Jared was when he first came in. Like everyone was quiet, and Jared comes in.
Dude, you should have fucking seen him make them hot dogs.
I don't even know for sure what you were saying. But I saw Frank's body shaking and laughing, so I just got me going. I'm covering my mouth trying to.
And we shouldn't even see. We're being considerate because it was a bunch of bullshit going on the screen.
Yeah, it was. Nothing.
3 or 4 different things telling you to turn your cell phones off, whatever. But he was just talking about how the care and the you know, I understand.
I'm serious. Like this was like a fucking artist.
Well, the guy took so long. I had to go sit down. I wasn't gonna stand there and watch him make your hot dogs.
I mean, he reminded me of a fucking like. A master chef, like trying to get a good review. Like he was over this shit. Like I mean, whoever makes the hot dogs at AMC Theater and fucking Finley, they treat you right. He cares about his job.
We're giving this a rating.
Yeah, I think we should give it a rating. I would say it's not great. It's not bad by any means. I'm gonna stick with like a 7. Because it's something that I want to rewatch whenever I'm in a better state of mind without having to watch a half an hour to 45 minutes worth of...
my butt was going numb too. Yeah. Like, I need my chair.
You guys are old stuff.
Well, you know...
Can't go to the theater.
My foot was falling asleep.
I had to pee.
And there were teenagers.
It was. My foot and my butt was falling asleep.
But, you know, there was a couple times, though, I'll be honest, I gave it a 7. There was a couple times, being an old man that I am, I woke myself up because I was falling asleep a little bit. But, you know, and that doesn't go anything other than I had 4 hours of sleep last night. So, but what'd you give it, Jason?
Initially, I wanted to really, really like this. Like, I wanted this to be a great movie. Just turned out being a good movie, but it's so hard to. I mean, it hasn't even like sunk in yet. Like I'm still trying to get home. I'm driving right now, and I would probably say a 7. Yeah. On a rewatch, it might go up, but right now, I give it a 7.
Yeah, just off of first view and being forced to give a quick, it's either a 7 or an 8. Like I do think it's one of the strongest Michael Myers installments. One of them, like top 3 or easy top 4, maybe one of the top 3. It definitely doesn't beat 1. Probably doesn't beat 2, but I'm also not a big fan of the Rob Zombie ones, so keep that in mind. But is there any beside 1 and 2 you would say are better? Michael Myers movies?
I don't know.
I'd have to rewatch all of them because I haven't watched anything other than 1 and 3 in a very long time.
It's been a while.
And two's the one where now I might have missed this because I kept waiting on it. Did they have Michael Myers drive? They had to, right? They just didn't show it. He drove definitely.
Yeah.
Because one of the most fucked up things about Halloween 2, the original, whenever he does drive the car, he just fucking knows how to drive, and he's never fucking done that ever. But anyways, anybody else have anything to say before we wrap this up?
No,
Happy Halloween.
Yeah. I would. I'd recommend going seeing this. I don't think it's not a bust or anything.
Worth the watch.
I'm glad to see a new Halloween movie. I hope they keep making them. That's why I said this is the sequel to the first one, but yet they're already planning the sequel to this one. But I'm pretty sure everything I'm seeing, it's going to be like Halloween 2. But really, it would be 3 if this is the sequel to the original. So
they're really confusing the shit out of people that are trying to keep some sort of timeline.
Yeah, just happy they're making them.
Yeah, being that world building is the whole scene these days, and slasher movies aren't quite what they used to be. And now would be the time to keep doing Halloweens, but go back to Carpenter's original idea of doing
Oh yeah.
anthology movies. Like you see the Silver Shamrock masks pop up and stuff, and you could easily see a bunch of different Halloween anthology movies that kind of all take place in the same world. And how
Well, yeah, they could even just take the 3 different masks from 3 and turn that into 3 different stories based, that those masks came from, whatever. There's a million different things they could do. I do hope they keep making these. We'll see what happens. People have been shitting on it in different horror groups that I've seen, but
I think it's hard to stay faithful to the slasher genre and still put out a movie that people really love, because there were just so many for so long, and then it even had a resurgence again in the 90s after it died for a while in the early 90s. It kind of came back, and for as formulaic as it is, it's just hard to please everybody. Like I said, I know a lot of people love Rob Zombie's Halloweens. I wasn't real big on them. I thought they were. I didn't like 1 either. I know most people that I know didn't like 2, but I know a lot of people that liked 1, and I thought 1 kind of sucked.
Well, once they get into all of his stuff that he added to it, I hate it. But once it starts to look like a Halloween movie, I thought I did a good job. But
yeah, I think that Rob Zombie's one of those people.
It's also been a while since I've watched those.
And we were talking about it in the group a little bit, that I think that he's overrated by people that don't really know horror that well, and he's just labeled competent by people that love the genre. But of course, then we saw Matt Edelblut had posted that he thinks that he writes great dialogue.
That's the first person on earth I've ever heard say it. By the way, I've never heard anyone say that.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, that's one of the worst things about it. It's always so formulaic. Like, just throw a bunch of cuss words and say cunt and like say a bunch of mean shit, and that's about it. Anybody
That's
can
pretty
write
good.
it.
His movies look good and feel good though.
Yeah.
Like, why can't you just? Why can't you work with someone?
I liked House of a Thousand Corpses when he was full blown ridiculous.
Well, that's good.
Like,
that's good.
You know what I mean? Like,
I still stand by that one.
I know a lot
Devil's
of people that
Rejects
are like,
is good.
I don't
I like
know what
Devil's
was with
Rejects.
the whole Dr. Satan thing. I was like, that's what it's the same with his music. I like that movie for the same reason I liked his early stuff in his music. He was just ridiculous and campy and was fine doing it. But yeah,
Maybe we've cracked it. He can only start things. He can do a thing just once or twice, and then he's got to do something else.
He can come up with an idea, just pass it off to someone, let him write it, and then he can direct.
I feel like House of a Thousand Corpses was him having fun, just throwing a bunch of shit together that he loved into a movie. But then after that, he was like, I'm going to be serious about this. And I don't know he does. I don't care for him when he's serious.
Yeah.
I want throwback 50s mad scientists doing experiments on crazy people in a subplot that makes no sense with the rest of the movie, and then just ripping off Chainsaw Massacre for whatever's left, and then smashing it all together with a couple really cool characters that swear a lot. Like, I dig the shit
You
out
should
of
write him an email, Jared.
I dig the shit out of that.
I figured it out, man. I got what you need.
But then when he's like, okay, we're really gonna freak some people out, it's just kind of like, well, now it's just kind of boring.
But well, before we leave, the kills in this movie, were there any highlights for you guys as far as that goes? There was one that was a highlight to me.
There's a few of them.
Yeah, there's some good ones in here.
It made me laugh at first because they were doing an off-camera kill, and it made me laugh because they like knock a chair down, and then they bring the camera into the room, and there's a lot of what does he do? Oh, he does some fucked up shit after that. I can't remember. That's in the house with the baby. I was also
Expected him to kill the baby.
no, because somebody already fucking
Or the face.
yeah. Somebody somebody already had fucking spoiled the baby part for me, because I was reading in some group and somebody's like, at least he didn't kill that baby. I'm like, well, now I know. The trick doesn't work when I know he's not gonna do it, because he fucking killed a kid earlier. He killed a kid right in the
first chunk of it. I didn't know if it was going to be that bloody of a movie, and they kind of do a good balance between like the old school slasher movie kills where it'd be slightly off camera or you don't quite see it all, but then they do like the foot on the face smashing the head.
Oh, that was pretty brutal. I liked that a lot.
They do throw in a couple see everything really gory. So I thought overall the blood was a good balance of throwback style and new stuff.
It'll be interesting to see if on the new one, on the next one, if they develop some other doctor that's going to be trying to track him down. Because I think it'd be interesting to see, you know, you had Loomis before, and now you have this other guy that's dead now already. Are they going to bring another doctor into it, or just let him kind of go free for a little bit? Let him just do some free range work.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I don't know that I'm really interested in seeing another Michael Myers off of this
Oh,
one.
get out of here, Jared. Jesus. Keep them coming. I pump them. I pump them out.
Pump them out.
I mean,
I
they
would-
make a damn Saw movie every year. They can make one of these every year.
Well, I wouldn't complain. I'd probably watch it. I just, like I said, I don't know if I'd be really excited about it. This one was good, but I don't know where they'd go with it. And
Get out of here.
Yeah. It's hard to tell what'll happen with the future of the Halloween franchise, but that's about it for this special episode. This is our 1-year anniversary.
happy anniversary, guys.
Yeah, thanks. Happy anniversary.
We've been
to you.
doing this for a whole fucking year.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I thought we would do 2 episodes, the ones we did first, and that was it. But we were supposed to do a special review of the Malvolia Halloween special, but everybody hasn't watched that yet.
It's coming.
Aaron
So-
didn't tell us we were going to do it on the way home.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's
So-
coming. We're gonna do it. So
We're
that's
gonna blame
coming.
Frank.
That's coming down the pike. You can watch that on YouTube, I'm sure, at this point. Go ahead and look up Malvolia. Let me say it right. Halloween special, and that should pop up. I believe it's released at this point. I'm not sure. But we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks.